Hello, my name is Ken Currie from the Waikato Rugby Union. Today on the show we have Marist head coach Sean Botherway. Welcome to the show, Sean.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
Geez, mate, the boys are tracking well so far this year.
Yeah, 7 from 7. It's hard to be disappointed, but it's a long way to go. We learnt last year that you got to hang in there for 18 weeks before you get the opportunity to play finals footy. So we're not taking each week as it comes, and we'll see how we go.
So what are some of your strategies for keeping your boys on task and going in the right direction?
Yeah, I think week in, week out, we're really focusing on challenging them, making sure our processes and preparation are good. Stewie and I are asking some hard questions about performance, and we're not looking too far ahead, so we're trying to keep some depth, making sure guys get opportunities, and really trying to focus on little things.
You've got a good mixture of youth, haven't you? Like you've got young Whananui Hawera and Nico Malo, who were at school last year, and they've made a big impact so far in the early days of their club careers and what have you. But you've also got the old warhorse and veteran and one of Waikato greats, Marty Holler. Geez, he must be adding some value into your team environment.
Yeah, I think Marty's just a good bugger. He's just a good man. He brings a lot of good value to the group. The young guys just bring that enthusiasm, and I think one of our strengths is we've got experience in key positions. Guys like our captain Phil Marist, Marty you mentioned, Lionel Wairau, just key guys that are able to provide that glue amongst the enthusiasm, keep the young fellas grounded.
What's been the biggest thing you've had to change in your time at Marist in that? Because to be fair, Marist have underachieved in the last maybe 2 or 3 years, but this year you seem to have the boys fizzing. What's been the main thing you've had to change in your opinion?
Yeah, it's difficult for me to comment on Marist's history because I haven't been a part of that recent history, but we went through a significant period of change from 2010 to 2011 when I came on board. We had a massive personnel change, and that adjustment period probably took a full season last year, bringing a lot of young players through, trying to work with the club to perhaps change the culture around the team, become more connected with the club, and then trying to use obviously recruitment to bring in people that are going to add value to the team. And I think we're heading in the right direction, but still a lot of work to do.
Have you been impressed with the level of competition this year?
Yeah, well, we've got a tough couple of weeks ahead of us, obviously, with 2 teams that are pushing around the top 4. I think there are about 6, probably it's fair to say 6 teams that are bobbing their head up and going well, and then there's potentially 2 or 3 teams that have found the going tough so far. But I'd expect the second round when the conditions change and players start creeping back in from overseas or wherever it might be, things might get a bit tighter.
So obviously, there are a few teams in contention, for the top 4 at the end of the year. Who do you see as your main 2 challenges to take out the Brewery Shield? Yeah,
I've got a lot of respect for Fraser Tech, mate. It's very difficult to look past a team that's been to finals footy and have a lot of guys in their playing group, in their coaching group who know how to win crucial games. I hold the same respect for both Hautapu and Old Boys, so not disrespecting Te Aomuru, who have been doing some really good things consistently this year, or Otaronga for that matter, who have been big improvers over the last few years, mate. I think it's going to be pretty tight, as I say before, 6 teams, including ourselves, who would like to think we might be banging on the door of finals footy.
Hey, look, Sean, you've been coaching for many years now in the Waikato community at school and club level, but more recently, I guess you have been coaching at a school level. You're coaching it at Boys High. You've coached some Waikato age group teams, also the Chiefs under-18s and that. How are you finding the transition from coaching schoolboys to, senior club men?
Yeah, I think the most significant change is just the length of the campaign. When you are taking rep sides, it's short windows, whether it be 2 games, 6 games, 8 games, and you're selecting and motivating. I think as a club's a club coach, you've got to deal with a whole lot of different dynamics that you don't have to deal with. You don't have that captive audience of a rep side or a school side. You've got to deal with players and their own commitments to their family and to their work, and you've just got to manage a whole lot of different dynamics. Last year we were working hard on the culture of the group and having to pick ourselves up after a lot of losses, but we have a different challenge this year when we're winning more games than we have in the past, and the challenges are trying to keep the players up and keep them motivated. So I think it just different challenges of being a club coach.
Hey, thanks very much, Sean. We've got to cut it short there, mate, but thanks for coming on the show. Great work with Marist this year, and good luck for the rest of the season. You've coached many good teams over the last few years and helped out Waikato Rugby, so your contribution is always much appreciated, and all the best for the remainder of the season. That's the end of the chatter here in Matamata. Katrina will be back with you after the break.